Hey, welcome back. I told you we were going in hard. Hey, watch this. Ooh, it's not pineapple upside down cake. It's not pineapple habanero venison chili. Yet, today we're talking about the benefits of pineapple cores and pineapple peels, the pineapple rind. Oh boy. Now, I need this particularly is really why I'm making it. I was on a roof. I've just been kind of running around a little much. Oh, some people eat the peels. Can you imagine choking down a pineapple? They do it in India, allegedly. I don't know that. I've never seen anyone do it, but it's got two chemicals in it that I really want to talk about. The bromelain is an anti-inflammatory. Oh, and I really need that right now. All right. Oh, and you know what else it does? It prevents blood clots. So for those of you that got the jab, this might be healthy, and it tastes good. It's really good. We're just going to talk for a minute. Take notes if you need to. Oh, it also fights intestinal parasites. So if you're worried about that, I live in the woods, so sometimes I am. What else does? Pumpkin seeds. They also fight intestinal parasites. If you didn't know, now you know. Now it's very high in vitamin C. It strengthens your cell walls, so it really gives you a fighting chance. It's got another thing in it, manganese. Manganese, is that right? Yeah, manganese. Not only is it good for oral health, it boosts the enamel in your teeth and your gums. It's good for gum health. But the other thing that it does is it boosts your red blood cell production. So it floods your red blood cells. Your red blood cells carry hemoglobin. That's what delivers oxygen. That's that good gas. That's what you need. That's what you metabolize. That's what helps you catch your breath. When you're sucking all this air, only 21% of it's oxygen. Well, this helps you absorb more of it. Oh, it's also good for coughs. It's good for fighting bacteria. And it's stupid that they put it in the peel, because who's going to eat that, you know? So, oh, let's start at the beginning. So what I did here, distilled water, vinegar, smelly vinegar, just white vinegar. And then I went through, I lost my big brush, so I used a toothbrush, but I scrubbed all the little nooks and crannies. I scrubbed them. I brushed them like I brush my teeth every day, you know? Thoroughly. Now, distilled water for the rinse. I think my dad or my mom bought me that for Christmas one year. Now, after I'm done with the vinegar water, I just get rid of it. Now, we're going to cut this thing up. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm sure there's better ways. My mom has one of those deals. It's like a corkscrew. You can cut the top off that pineapple and run it down, and it separates the core and the flesh from the peel. And if I had one of those, I'd be using it right now. I recommend getting one because it just makes it fast. I'm still pretty fast. That just makes it faster. And I like that. All right. But we're kind of old school up in here. Is that sharp? Yeah, that's sharp enough. All right. Did you know if I put root starter on that, just like you use for tomatoes, and just bury it, it'll grow a pineapple right there. That's how you grow pineapples. It's easy, especially if you're like in the South. They don't grow real well here. I'm not in the South, but what I'm doing is I'm just running this blade behind that rind, and I'm cutting off all those little bits. And pieces about 2 inches, you know. And if I keep it tight, then see, my pineapple doesn't have too many of those burrs in it, you know. So that core, nobody eats that core. That core is useless, right? Well, not necessarily. I'm just walking around with this like it's my, my thing. But no, this is what we're going for right now. I'm going to save this for some venison chili. The flesh that I'm going to cut off of this, some venison. I've got a recipe for venison habanero chili. I haven't cooked it yet, and that's kind of sad. but we're not going to cry too much about it. Just work harder. Nobody cares. All right. Now the core and the skin is what you want. Oh, I should give that to the chickens. Oh, they get plenty of food. All right, so you want to get the core out. Now you know the core. It's a very fibrous, it's the center of the pineapple. Now that little tool I was telling you about that my mom uses, that's the core. Look at this thing. It's like, I want to bite it so bad. I will bite it. I mean, that is all, it's all fibers. I mean, I think it tastes good, but it's very fibrous. But now, of all those chemicals, the manganese, that's where most of the manganese is in the core, so you want the core. All right? Changing gears. I'm going to actually thin slice this so it bleeds out more. Now, there's a lot of questions about how much water do we use. Guys, I'm sorry, there's no real formula for it. All I do is I cover those peels with distilled water. I just pour water until it covers the top of them. And really, I mean, we're cooking this stuff with the lid on, so it doesn't even really need to do that. But I like to do it anyways, just so I have plenty of ingredients. Now, I'm going to boil this for 30 minutes. You only really need to do it for 15, but if you got time, man, why not 30? This stuff leaches out a lot faster. Obviously, the longer you cook it, the more the nutrients are going to bleed out. We're still going to talk about, guys, we're going to make salves. We're going to make distillates. We're going to make oils and creams. The witch hazel, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, guys. I'm sorry. That's one of the things that I just buy. Moving right along. After this is cooked, I'm going to take this little buddy, my little strainer, and I'm going to dump this. I'm going to dump this into another pan, and then I'm going to dump that liquid back into the pan, and I'm going to keep all the mush from what I'm about to cook for 30 minutes in here, and I'm going to smash it up. I'm going to press all the moisture out of it. Then I'm going to let it cool. Then I'm going to bottle it, and then I'm going to drink it 8 ounces at a time. I'm going to mix 8 ounces with 24 ounces of water, and I'm going to drink that until my pain goes away. But before we do that, that might take a long time. So I might have to get a few more pineapples, but you know, that's okay. I like pineapples, man. And anybody says that pineapple's not good on pizza, you want to fight? You looking for trouble? I'll fight you. All right, a few other things. Oh, don't come into the dark hole. Oh boy. We're talking about anti-inflammatory. We're talking about good bacterial, antibacterial stuff. All right, I've been looking to get rid of the last of this. Now, I don't make this myself. I just buy it. It's allegedly organic. Apple cider vinegar. Here's the key element right here with the mother. I just do that for flavor, and it helps. It's good for you. Oh, turmeric. Now, this has turmeric and some other herbs. Onion, garlic, and saffron. Do y'all know about onion, garlic, and saffron? Oh, we're going to talk a lot about saffron. We're going to talk a lot about herbs and spices. Saffron's a little spendy. It's amazingly expensive, actually. I've got some. All right. Oh, I was going to put that on the burgers. Never mind. Just have it in here. Okay. All right, Peter from Family Guy. All right. Now, we're going to put it on high. Bring it to a rolling boil. Drop it down to a simmer. Once you drop it down to a simmer, mark time, 30 minutes. Let it cool. Put it in the strainer. Press it out. Bottle it. Freeze it. Drink what you want for the week. And measure it however you want. It's chemistry, but it's not chemistry. I mean, we're not taking weights and balances and measurements. Oh, that's going to be delightful. Oh, stainless steel, cast iron. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have aluminum pans that don't look like this, throw them in the trash. I'm going to tell you why. But aluminum, it's a metal. It's just like that silver ionic colloided water. Now, if I take a positive and a negative block of 99.9% silver, and I positively charge one and negatively charge one in the water, it'll strip the ions off. That water used to be prescribed to cure damn near everything, like a bunch of ailments. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to start making it. But it was replaced with penicillin that treats like a small fraction of the things that silver water does. Now, if you can talk to anybody that I know, anybody that I've treated, I always throw silver water in the mix just because. We're going to talk a lot more about that. But so what my point is when you heat up those metals, they strip their ions. And so when you do that, when you're cooking with that aluminum is getting into whatever you're cooking. The problem with aluminum is, allegedly, nobody will confirm or deny, but allegedly it's directly, the amount of aluminum metal in your body and your blood is directly related to the amount of Alzheimer's that you get and the time that you get it. So there's people that are getting Alzheimer's younger and younger and younger. Now, that kind of metal aluminum doesn't break the blood-brain barrier unless it bonds to something called fluoride. And if you've ever drinking tap water, guess what? You've had a little taste of it. Fluoride bonds to the aluminum, and that's how it gets in your gray matter. That's how it bypasses that blood-brain barrier. There's a few other drugs that do it too. Valium does it. Atropine 2-PAM chloride does it. But anyways, these are the things you wanted to avoid. So if you have like those non-stick pans, lightweight, high-speed aluminum, throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Get rid of it. Love you, mean it. Stay tuned. Stay salty. I told you I was coming in hard.